Hello, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on Rock and Roll Podcast, we have CHLOÉ Trujillo. She has tons of new work to promote because she's been super duper busy. Well, busy bee. Right now, I've got CHLOÉ on the show to share some more information about so many things. Mothers of a New Nation, a mystery ride, 66 steps. So
Everything.
Yeah. So, CHLOÉ, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Great to have you on. Now, take us through, 66 steps towards the mystery ride, and then you take the mystery ride to a new nation, and you meet the mothers of a new nation. I'm putting it together in a sentence.
It's good. Well, 66 steps is not, we haven't released the EP yet. But when I first moved to LA, I auditioned for them, and then I was their vocalist for a few years. And we actually played shows, but we never recorded our songs ever. And so, and then we kind of, everybody went on with their lives. I had a couple kids. The bass player had a couple kids, and we kind of, then I did this project called Descend with a guitar player, which turned out to be more an acoustic thing. And we did a couple shows together too with new songs. And I had the idea, because I've been recording all my songs, here in my studio. And I thought, well, why not record? I was just on the road, recording, writing songs, recording stuff. And I thought, hey, why not? Why don't we record all these old songs that we never actually recorded? And so we agreed to it all together. So we recorded four of our songs. One of them, we were going to record 5, but one of them actually was kind of recorded in the past as a demo, but it was still used in a movie. So we had that song down, But anyway, it was a fun process to meet again after all these years, and we're going to release it as a vinyl. And then it'll be obviously also available digitally. So that was that. Then the Mystery Ride EP was, I wrote that at the same time that I wrote Mothers of a New Nation. But the Mystery Ride I wrote with 2 guys from the mountains, because I'm in the mountains here, Santa Monica Mountains. One guitar player called Chris, and a composer keyboard named Dan. So this is going to come out to pretty soon. I think I don't know, it's ready to go out, to be released. I'm thinking maybe after the Mothers of the New Nation is released, I should release it in the fall, like later, maybe November. But this is more like a prog rock metal kind of project. And then the Mothers of the New Nation is a project that I've originally started working with a guy named Tommy D, who is an engineer. He worked back in the day for Death Row Records. Mm-hmm. So he worked as an engineer on a lot of those hip-hop, rap artists, Tupac, NWA, all these people. So I kind of like working with him, because when I recorded my song there and I would send him my ideas, I would write bass lines with my keyboard. I would write, I have a couple guitars in the back, and I would have ideas of riffs and send him vocals. And then he would always add a kind of a beat, almost like a hip hop kind of beat. And I like that mix, Yeah. And so, but then so before we released and finished any of that, everything was still at the demo stage. And then the pandemic hit and everything was closed. So I'm going to talk about Logic Pro again.
Sweet.
That's like it, but no, but because he's working with Pro Tools, but I had Logic on my computer, but I was always reluctant to, go all the way in the computer mode or whatever it was,
Yeah.
But the pandemic, I had no choice. If I wanted to release the songs and finish them, so I forced myself to learn, and I'm learning every day still, but there's so many, it was overwhelming in the beginning, and then it became a little less overwhelming. But now I feel it's overwhelming again because there's so many plugins, there's so many options, but at least I can do what I need to do now, and be completely independent, not having to wait on somebody else to help me. So that's the good thing that this lockdown brought to me is kind of, it's either I push myself and learn it, or these songs go dormant until I can see somebody, and back in, a year ago, we didn't know, over a year ago when this first started, we didn't know how it would evolve. So then I finished them here and got them mastered, and then I've been releasing from that album. I've been releasing a song a month since January, so it's been cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a process.
Yeah, it has. Props to Logic Pro. It's any of the ones that you might pick, Pro Tools, Cubase, whatever. I mean, you could spend an entire lifetime trying to find the end of that rabbit hole.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's endless. So many possibilities. Yeah, and at some point you got to make a decision. Like I have a mic here, and you can choose. You can set it up as different mics, like it could sound, and even that is overwhelming because like, okay, what sounds better with my voice? Well, it also depends on how I'm singing the song I'm singing. If it's more belting out, or if it's more spoken words, or if it's more, it's endless.
I know. We won't even start about guitar tone. Yeah,
and it's like, this is it.
I know. We won't even get onto guitar tone because that's another rabbit hole.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes I'm on the keyboard and I'm trying to find like a drum sound, and I'm testing different kits, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, but the snare is a little harsh. Okay, let's try this. And it's endless. And then after a while, you can't hear anything anymore because you've been like with your headphones all, for like 4 hours listening to drums, and you can't,
Yeah. It's all just white noise and pain at that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I paint. Actually, this is the music zone and that zone, and then over on the other side of that computer is my art zone where I paint. And sometimes I take break. It works perfectly actually, because when I'm, I don't feel really stuck. But when I'm trying to hear something that I'm not hearing anymore, then I take a break and I go paint. I paint, I feel good, I come back here, and I usually resolve the issue. And vice versa, I'd be working on music, I'd be painting, and I was like, I don't know if that painting is finished or not. Let's see, let's set it aside. I come here, I work on music, and then I go back to the painting. I'm like, oh yeah, it needs this, it needs that, or it's done.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It kind of works.
We were chatting previously about learning when it's done.
Yeah. It's a hard decision to make sometimes. But it has to be made. You have to just decide, okay, that's it. Done.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems so easy, right? You set up your space, you get your interface, your microphone, boom, I'm ready to go, and then...
No. It's not, yeah.
I see there's a guitar behind you. Is that showing up on some recordings?
That's actually not showing. I have two guitars here, little guys, but that's my idea. Like, I'm not good enough of I'm a little shy guitar player. I'm not good enough of a guitar player to dare to record. I record the demos or my ideas with it, for sure. But but I'd rather have like a pro on the final recordings, you know.
Yeah.
And I would make myself crazy because like, oh, I'm not fast enough, oh, I'm not following yet, like, oh, no, I messed up here, and I just. But for a while, I was doing great in the beginning of the lockdown. Like I said, like even my husband was making fun of me. She's like, "Oh, he's like when this shit is over, you're gonna be like Steve Vai and be like shredding on the guitar." Because I was pretty good at practicing guitar every morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then the first music video shoot happened. And Anne, who we mentioned before, who's made all my music videos so far, like recent ones, wanted to do my hands and my nails. So I had to keep, and we shot within 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks, I had to keep my nails. I couldn't play guitar.
Right.
Like right now, they go super fast, but like I cut them when I know I'm writing, and so that kind of jacked me up with on my program. And it was like 3 weeks, when you lose the habit, and it was like, oh no. And so I got to get back onto, because I was practicing, harder stuff so I could get dexterity in my fingers and strength and all this. But
yeah, Steve Vai stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so I noticed. You mentioned you're releasing a song, Mothers of the New Nation, each month. I've got music video for what appears to be every single freaking song on the record. So take us through these music videos. I know you mentioned Anne was a part of it.
Yes. So I met Anne, a while back. She's actually, her son was going to school with my sister's daughter. And we met at parties. Yeah, my sister has a daughter, and Anna has a son, and they were both going to the same school. So they started being friends, and then at party we met, and we connected like right away. That was way before videos. And then when I started releasing the song, wanting to release the song, and I had a plan in mind. I always thought, visuals are great to go along with song, and just not, And we did a hike together, and I just asked her for some advice because I knew she worked on a lot of commercial projects for different brands, doing video work. So I asked her for advice, and she gave me her advice. And at the end of the hike, she's like, "But I'll do them for you. Let's do one. Let's see how it goes, and we'll go from there." And we loved it so much working together. And I let her completely, like carte blanche. I give her complete freedom to do the video behind the song. So I will send her a song, and she has the ideas, and then she tells me what to do, what to wear, where we're gonna go, and I always. And I'm always happy with the result, and we have tons of fun doing it, and she has tons of fun doing it. She told me before, so it's been working, and it's been fun, and and we are about to shoot the next one next week, so I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm. Is there a drone, like a bunch of bees?
Definitely a drone. Yeah, because we never used a drone up until the lightning strikes twice.
Okay.
But that location, we went scouting that location Monday morning. So, and it needs a drone. It's going to be so crazy, amazing with the help of a drone, because it has,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there a theme to this record, Mothers of a New Nation? It seems like there could be.
Yeah, I think, it's hard to explain in a few words, but it's mostly like the evolution of this planet, the evolution of the people, the evolution of everything, and each song has a specific message, you know. And that's why I called it Mothers of a New Nation. I mean, I'm a mother, but it's more, it's not necessarily, you know, mother, but it's just the birth of something new. So, yeah.
Okay.
You know, I could talk about it for an hour, but we don't have an hour. But yeah, it's
no.
You just get the music and listen and enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm gonna say we've only got maybe 10 minutes. If you could take that hour, chunk it down into 10 minutes, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Could chunk it, do some Tony Robbins chunking exercises, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Oof.
Beautiful. Okay, so we've chatted about working with Tommy D, and I was going to ask, like, how in the world, what? But you mentioned, you answered my question for me. You said you dug the way he splashed in the hip-hop beats. You mentioned Logic Pro X. We got to get that in there every single time. We chatted about 66 Steps. Guys went into the studio, record those songs that never got recorded.
Before, finally recorded.
That's right. Yeah. 66 Steps to the Mystery Ride. You were working with Dan and Chris. Collab in the mountains with Dan and Chris.
Yeah. It was magical.
It was magical.
It was.
Yeah, you can hear it. And the
we drank Topo Chico. Can I say that?
I don't even know what that is. It's
magical water.
Oh, is it ayahuasca? Like something?
No. Topo Chico is actually a sparkling water, but it's supposed to be from a source in Mexico that has those magical properties, but not like, yeah.
Okay. Well, it makes sense. And then Mothers of a New Nation and some music videos. So those watching YouTube, the website, rockmetalpodcast.ca, or if you're listening in on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you are tuning in today, in the show notes down below is going to be Chloe's website, chloetrujillo.com, as well as any music video I could find. There will be
I have the YouTube channel now that's been more active with all those music videos that have been released. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
One kind of random question. What was it like going back and recording the material that you guys had worked on in 66 Steps, worked on, a few years back? Did you guys do it exactly as you had done it, or did time give some perspective? Did you rewrite some things?
They threw in some curveballs at me because, I mean, it was kind of, I know, I was like, what's that now?
How could they? They heard that you're Steve Vai now, so they... and you're like, no, guys, the nails. Look, I'm making music videos. I can't do it.
Sorry. I'm not into the fake shit that you can remove like this. I'm into the real thing. So
yeah, because this is real. Okay.
Yeah, this is real. All right, this is real hair. We'll get that often. That's the most common question. Is your hair real? Yeah.
Wow, that was on my list of questions. I have it crossed off though. It just seemed inappropriate.
No, it was pretty much almost the same thing as we had those songs, but so the way that we did it is they recorded the music, and then I went in and did my vocals on a different day, and but they had warned me. They say, "Oh, we added some little things here and there," and when it was time for me to record the vocals, I mean, I knew the songs, I mean, it took like 1 or 2 takes in certain songs, but there was these. In 2 songs, there was this moment, like, what is going on? Like, I didn't recognize, they added, like, some extra guitar things and extra, like, whatever. And I got lost a little bit. But otherwise, it was pretty much the same thing. They were fun to play, to record. Mm-hmm. They just threw in some curveballs.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought I was prepared, and well.
Yeah. Oh well.
It happened anyways. It sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to hear it. Keep me in the loop.
Oh, I will. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Well, that concludes my questions, other than I'm totally curious about the artwork that I can see anyway.
Some of it, yeah.
Tell me about the eye, and there's more eyes.
Yeah, there's eyes everywhere. I even have eyes, all over.
Wow.
I don't know. I have this fascination with eyes. The way I do my artwork is almost like a spiritual process. I never plan what I'm going to paint before actually facing a canvas and actually I'm already painting. I have visions that what's going to, and that's why there's very symbolic, like a lot of meanings in each of my paintings, because after I'm done, I compare it to a dream, when you're dreaming about something and things at the first approach, when you think about your dream, nothing makes sense. Like, well, this appeared and then I was flying and this, and then I'm like in a room and then this, and this person turns into a cat, or whatever it is, doesn't make sense. But when you start to analyze the meaning between each of these symbols, it actually makes sense according to your experience, according to your life experience, according to your beliefs, according to whatever. And I find out with my paintings a lot. I have a vision, and I just go ahead and paint what I see. And it's once a painting is finished that I can analyze what's going on and what is the meaning behind it. And so the eye, you asked about the eye. The eye appears a lot in those visions, but it can mean something, according to the context of the painting, it can mean something completely different. So actually, years back, I wrote an essay. I wrote 3 essays, one about the skulls, one about the eye, and one about the heart. And then I stopped. I got too busy to write more. Mm-hmm. But it was, it was just trying to see all the different significations and meanings of the eye, or each of those symbols, that are that appear in my paintings often. That's. It really depends on the context, and sometimes even colors. Colors have a meaning, and colors have an effect on your body. It's all vibration. It's all different frequencies, just like sound. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Because there's the blue, so I'm calm. And I look at the eye, and it's red, so I feel the opposite of calm, and that I'm being watched by all those eyes, and now I'm just confused.
Say there, I've done my job then.
Exactly, you've done your job.
It's just like trying to hypnotize you, and then like, okay.
Yeah, there it is. Hypnotized, done, boom. Cool. It reminded me, because I come from a Jewish background, so it reminded me in a lot of Kabbalistic work. There's the eye that's supposed to represent the eye of God. Yeah,
there's the eye of God, the all-seeing eye, but then, there's so many different meanings, but true, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Okay, when I think you mentioned some spirituality stuff. I saw you're an oracle.
Yeah, I did. I created 2 decks of cards, one called the Inspiration Cards, that's a 29 card deck, and then one is the Oracle cards. I've had tons of fun. Yeah, so the Oracle cards process was taking a few of my paintings that inspired me to create cards from them and the messages behind them. So that was created, but that was a more labor-intensive creation, because I was really trying to sense universal meaning behind each of those paintings. And then after I was done with that, all of a sudden I had what you can call a download, like all these ideas. And so I had an old stock, like an old stash of like stock cards, and I just drew on those. And I knew it was 29 cards, and I just drew with pencil, one after the other, with the meaning, everything. And that was done in 2 days. And I scanned those drawings and I created decks with those. It was insane. In 2 days, the other one took like over a month. But these were just like, I knew what I was doing. Like just, and I couldn't do anything else these 2 days. I just was focused on.
Yeah. Yeah. The kids are like, Mom, we need you. And you're like, no.
No, can't talk to me.
No, can't talk to me. Can't do it.
Yeah, yep. Exactly.
Sweet. Okay.
I'm like, Robert, take care of the kids. Robert, I'm busy. That's how I call my husband. Robert.
Robert.
Do you speak French?
Un peu.
Yeah. Un peu.
Un peu. Je parle français, mais je pense que je parle français assez mal.
Ça, c'est pas trop mal, ça va?
Merci.
Some Canadians are a lot worse. I can't understand. I had a friend from Quebec, and we met in New York. We were both doing musical theater in New York, and she kept insisting on talking French with me. And you know how they use old words, we call a car as a voiture, but they call it a charrette or something, and it's like, oh my God, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's we're very proud of that culture, but it's a very unique culture in that they mix English and French, and then they also, as is the case with a lot of North American cultures, sometimes it gets locked in time.
Yeah, that's totally locked in time.
Yeah.
I forgot which part of the world I was in. Maybe it was Toronto, and I watched this, it was a drama series, but it was all in that Canadian French. Mm-hmm. And the lady had lost her son, smashed in the car and all this, and she's at the hospital, where's my son? And all this, and it's super dramatic. And I was crying laughing because they use the word charrette, which means a little chariot instead of car, all these stuff. And I'm like, I can't even get into this thing because it's hilarious to me. Yeah. And everybody's crying in the movie or whatever. It was like, oh my God, it's just, this is too funny.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Growing up, my dad's side is Ukrainian, and they had come to Canada like after World War II or World War I. Sorry, around World War I. And they're just kind of stayed in that community, and obviously there wasn't a whole lot of communication back home. So there was some expressions and things in Ukrainian that I had learned, and when I was in Russia and Ukraine traveling around, I remember saying some things, and people were like, "What year are you from? Like, we haven't."
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't said that in like 100 years. Like, what?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, sweet. All right. Well, it was good to have you on. We chatted about working with Tommy D, Logic Pro X, Steve Vai, spiritual artwork, being an oracle.
Many things.
Yeah, we talked about being surrounded by bass players. Maybe that was the last one that we were chatting about that. We chatted about Robert and how he has to take care of the kids. And
I'm doing my cards.
Yeah, and doing your cards. And sometimes you just be like, yeah, why don't you go practice? And yeah.
You got it all. That's perfect.
Sweet. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the Rock and Roll Podcast today, Chloe.
Thank you so much for having me.